Welcome back to Sawtooth Tactical. I've got another video for you this week. What I want to discuss this week, when it comes to getting a new AR-15, you basically have two options that people talk about: build or buy. I'm going to talk about a third option, which is kind of buy and then build. So when you're looking for your first AR-15, as far as an entry-level rifle goes, you can talk to almost anybody, and most of them in their list of quality entry-level rifles will talk about the Smith Wesson M&P 15 Sport 2. And there's a reason for that. It is a very basic rifle as far as what you get. You know, it doesn't come with a lot of features that a modern AR-15 comes with. But what you do get is a very quality built rifle from Smith Wesson, a brand that has a reputation for years and years and years of making high quality, dependable, reliable firearms. And so I'm going to discuss what you can do with a basic rifle like that and why I think that that's a good third option to go for. So please, before you watch this video, if you can, comment, like, subscribe, and share this with everyone. That would be awesome. Bag dump. So Smith & Wesson M&P 15 Sport 2. That's what this is. I know it doesn't quite look like what the Sport 2 looks like from the pictures, because I've done a lot to it, and we'll briefly discuss that. But this video is more about the rifle and what you get buying a $700 rifle, okay? So this rifle, like I said, it didn't look this way when I bought it. It came with your basic handguard. You can't attach anything to this handguard. Came with your M4 adjustable 6-position stock, A2 pistol grip, you know, mil-spec charging handle, A2 birdcage flash hider, and you know, the Picatinny gas block here. So that's what you get when you purchase it. It comes in a cardboard box like this. You get your gun lock and your manual. And so it is very basic, and that is where you save on cost with it. But what you do get is you get a lot of quality. So the barrel is chambered in 5.56 NATO, which means that you can shoot either 5.56 NATO or 223 Remington cartridges in it. It has a 1 in 9 twist, which has worked out great for me. I shoot mostly 55 grain M193 or 223 out of it, but it will stabilize heavier cartridges as well if you need it to. It's 4150 chromoly vanadium steel, and I mean, this barrel has been as accurate as I can be, for sure. Besides that, you know, your castle nut is properly staked, as it should be. You have, with your bolt carrier group, let's open this up real quick. So with your bolt carrier group, it is also properly staked. It is magnetic particle inspected, and it actually is chrome lined in here, which for a fairly budget gun, super high quality bolt carrier group. Now, it does have the semi-auto AR-15 cut, not your M16 full auto cut, but that really only matters if you're going to be running like an echo trigger or a wide open trigger or something like that in it. For any other trigger group, this works just fine. So those are your basic components of a good rifle. It's also got a forged upper and lower receiver that, in my experience, has been as high quality as I need. This rifle, I've put thousands of rounds through. More rounds through this than any of my other firearms, and it has not had a problem, except for one thing. This Federal 5.56 50 grain frangible ammo This rifle doesn't like it for some reason. I've got a whole handful of rounds here that bent trying to go into battery. 9 of them in total. Now that's 9 out of, I bet, 300-400 rounds of that ammo specifically that I've put through it. But that's still a lot. It has run every other kind of ammunition perfectly. So I tend to believe it has something to do with the ammo, not the rifle. Especially because if you talk to anyone else about their Smith & Wesson M&P rifle, they will say nothing but good things about it. Now, part of the reason we're doing this video this week is because Smith & Wesson has recently come out with an M&P 15 Tactical. And a lot of people are saying, you know, finally they're kind of getting with the times and putting out a modern rifle with modern features that most shooters are looking for these days. Things like a full-length M-LOK handguard, stuff like that. And they are. And it's cool. You know, I was excited when I saw it. Wasn't super excited when I saw the price of it. I've definitely spent at least that much making this rifle this way. But the cool thing about this is that I was able to do it myself. I was able to pick the parts that I wanted and install them. And in doing that, you really can learn a lot about your weapon. So that's why I say it's kind of a buy and build situation. I bought a rifle for $700. That rifle I was able to take to the range that day. All I had to do was put an optic on it, and the thing, you could go out and shoot it just fine. Which is really cool. If you're going to build from scratch, it's going to be a while as you collect the parts and put them together before you have a functional firearm. So by buying something like an M&P 15 Sport 2, you have something functional right out of the gate. But then you can build it into exactly the rifle you want. I believe this is a better rifle than the new M&P 15 Tactical. It has the same features plus more. I have a much better trigger group in it. This is a Palmetto State Armory match grade trigger. It's 3.5 pound brake. Super crisp. It has a great reset. I think we've shown it on the channel before, but let's do it again here. Let's pull the mag out first. So, click. Super nice trigger. Reset. Short. Audible. Super short light brake. Love this trigger. The M&P 15 Tactical isn't going to come with a trigger like that. It comes with a mil-spec trigger. It also, I was able to put a, what is this? An Aero Precision Atlas R1 Handguard on here. I'm sure the handguard they put on the new tactical rifle is great, but I really like this one. It was nice to be able to pick one that I wanted. I've got a Magpul vertical foregrip on it. I've got a Olight Odin mini light on it. 1,250 lumens. This thing will blind you. Sorry about that. I've also got the SIG Romeo 5 red dot on it. It's the very first thing I put on this rifle. This is that trigger group I was talking about. I've got the Mission First Tactical Minimalist buttstock, Mission First Tactical pistol grip, and I've got a Magpul bad lever, which I love. You can use it to lock your bolt back. If you don't have a mag in, you can use it for very quick mag changes, reloads. It just makes your manual of arms much faster and easier. I love the thing. But yeah, basically, oh, and of course, the SIG backup iron sights. SIG optics, SIG sights. Makes sense, right? So anyway, I just think that that's another third option for someone. If you're afraid to build, or you just want a rifle that you can shoot right away, if you don't want to buy something that's going to cost you $1,500, $2,000, and you want to kind of pay for it as you go, you can get a great base rifle with the M&P Sport 2, and then you can build it out as you see fit. You know, you don't have to do what I did by any means. You know, you could put in a drop-in handguard. That was the first thing I did, and it was super easy. You can use the delta ring that it comes with. I actually went through a lot of iterations of this rifle before I got it to the way it is now, And that was part of the fun, figuring out what I liked, what worked, what I didn't like. And yes, you're going to spend a little bit more money that way, figuring it all out. But you're going to get to know the ins and outs of your rifle really well. You know, I understand how the trigger group works. I understand how the handguard is. I understand everything about this rifle because I've taken every part of it apart and I've put it back together with new parts and everything else. I've basically built this rifle, but I know that what I built it from was quality to begin with. I've got a great receiver set, a quality bolt carrier group, and a quality barrel. And those are the things that matter. That's what's going to give you your reliability, your accuracy, and what makes the firearm quality. All these other things are just for fun. It makes it look cool, absolutely, and it makes it more functional, most definitely. This rifle is a fun rifle to run. And I absolutely love it. And I've got a certain amount of pride in it because I've built it out myself to the way that I wanted it to turn out. And that is something that you're only going to have that pride if you do something like this or if you build something yourself. But if you're just getting into AR-15s and it seems like a scary prospect to build something completely from scratch, I think this is a fantastic way to do it. It definitely costs you a little bit more money. You're going to go through some disappointments. You're going to buy parts that you decide you don't want later on, you know, whatever. But you're going to learn a lot through it. And that's part of the fun, in my opinion. Having a firearm isn't just about shooting bullets. It's a learning experience. And it's something that you can take pride of ownership in. And it's something that, you know, it's fun to be able to get creative with it. And you can build it out in so many different ways. I've seen people build out their AR-15s in a million different ways. And that's part of the fun of the AR-15. It's like Legos for adults. It really is. And it's a great time. It's just as much fun to put one together, to change out parts, to customize it, as it is to go to the range and to improve your skill set as far as shooting and running the rifle. So I'd like you to take that for what it's worth. I think that this was a great option for my first rifle, and I think it's a great option for you if you're about to get into your first rifle. So don't necessarily believe that there's only two ways to do it, is to buy a $2,000 tactical high-speed low drag rifle, or to build one yourself from a parts kit and a, you know, upper and lower stripped receiver. There is a third way you can do it, and I do recommend it, honestly. Oh man, it's easy to get those accurate shots off with this thing. So Smith & Wesson M&P 15 Sport 2 Tactical is what I'm calling it. I think that this is a great option rather than getting the new M&P 15 Tactical. The Sport 2 is a super reliable platform. It's great for customizing, as I've done, and it lets you get to know your weapon really well by building it out yourself. It's an option, and it's an option that I recommend. So from Sawtooth Tactical, remember, stay strapped or get clapped. Until next time.